Originally, a curved driveway allowed passenger vehicle access to the main entrance of the head house. But now, the new light rail station on 4th Street will block this path entirely, leaving only the original carriageway under the front steps to provide front entrance vehicle access.
The carriageway was designed more for horses, and it didn't fit today's modern vehicles. It kind of came down to two choices. On one hand, we preserve the original carriageway, and we add a new second carriageway onto that. The other scenario was to remove the original carriageway and do one slightly larger carriageway in a similar design.
And I think through that process, we actually found the best solution possible.
The carriageway was recreated to match the old existing carriageway, but to accommodate for modern emergency vehicles. It's all newly quarried stone. It's meant to mimic the original, but the archway is actually wider and taller. The challenge of it was to make it blend seamlessly into the existing building.
Inside then, that translated into a whole new stair tower and elevator tower to get people from that lower carriage level up to the main head house space.
First, we developed a very simple stair and an elevator, and then that developed into something that's much more of an elegant kind of grand stair you might expect in something like this, something more to be reflective of that grand entrance that you no longer could get access to.
Before we demolished everything was salvaged out there. So the stone treads were actually taken off and brought off site, resurfaced to be able to be brought back out and reused on site.
This stone is Rockville beige from up around the Cold Spring area. Some are broken, some are just too bad a shape to repair, so they'll be replaced with new stock. Coming from the same quarry, match them the best we can.
Granite walkways that remained in place during the demolition received a different treatment.
And you basically just apply a lot of heat to it, and it'll pop the surface of the stone off, and so you actually have traction in the wintertime or when it's wet. It gives it a little more of a rougher, flakier finish.
In another concession to winter, a snowmelt system consisting of plastic tubes to circulate warm liquid through the underlying concrete was installed prior to the return of the renovated stair treads.
We'll bring them in and pick them up with a lift with straps, set them down on shims and get them in the right position, and we'll totally mud everything down underneath them in the back. We'll try to get them in a week and a half, but more likely to be a 2-week process.
Reinstalling the original steps is important to maintaining authenticity in the depot renovation. But there is one modern necessity that won't be historically accurate.
Yeah, they put 2 courses of paving up on the top, which would push the steps themselves out about 3 feet, 3'2".
We had to extend the treads out to make an accessible ADA path at the front of the building.